Okay, so what I'm going to do is I think mute everybody. Awesome. So this is Vince with Listings to Leads, and thanks for joining me and for joining us. We're going to be talking about listings to leads. Gustavo's known us. We're a pretty interesting real estate marketing company. We have a lot of tools for people who have listings, and these tools you kind of remember in terms of like, single property websites and virtual tours and stuff. You'll see in just a couple minutes that ours are really specifically designed to capture leads, not just market. And then we have other tools if you don't have listings, and these tools are pretty powerful. We've got really great techniques to apply them to the market, to the internet, and we're going to talk about all those things today. So what I'm going to ask everybody is, I did mute everybody because we're recording this right now, is if you could put your questions in the chat panel. I'm going to kind of run for a few minutes here, and then I'll take a break in, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then ask you for questions. So you can wait if you just want to talk it through as well. But one thing I want to point out is if my team hasn't sent it to you yet, you're going to get your passwords in just a few minutes. And use your ID and password up here where it says login on the top right. Don't create a free trial because you're going to create a bunch of issues for yourself. So sign in there, and when we come in, you're going to see something that says Agent Desktop, and there's always this little pop-up, and you know how pop-ups are, we're just trained to click and get away from them. I will tell you this, since you're brand new to us, there are a couple things you want to look at, and the first one right here is Shannon Pyatt, who is using our landing pages to generate a lot of listings and a lot of buyer leads. We're going to look at that, what that technology looks like, but here is an agent showing you exactly what he's doing to get results. And we've also got trainings. We do live training every Monday, Tuesday, and sometimes on Wednesday. So you can sign up there. But when you click to the left, that page will go away. And there are a couple of important, really important pieces here. We're going to kind of talk about the getting started, get automated kind of stuff right now. I'm going to go look at it. We're going to walk through that. This page right here, Facebook advertising, I'm going to click on that. And this one is, Gustavo's had, we talked a little bit about it. He went out and tried some stuff. He's now getting super advanced and really successful in a really short amount of time with generating leads. And I'm sure he'll be talking to you about that, about what he's doing. But I'm just going to point out to you what you want to be looking at as just the basics. So we're going to talk about, at the end of the call, some landing pages. Now this one here is San Francisco and blah, 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 but obviously you're over in Miami and all the areas there. So you can make pages like this in just a minute, right, in just a couple of seconds. And the way you make these pages is you watch this video and it'll show you. And of course, Gustavo knows how to do it as well. He's, at this point, an expert in it. And then up here, under number 2, it says, click here to see how to place an ad on Facebook in under 2 minutes. And that is one of the most, I think probably one of the most exciting things going on in real estate marketing right now is getting landing pages on Facebook, driving it to people based on their zip code, based on where they live. Doesn't matter if they know you or like you. And then you put a form in front of them that gives them information that they want, and you get contact information or a lead as a result. So this page right here is awesome, and you should be looking at it. Facebook advertising. Now, open house lead generation. If you've got an open house, you've got a lot of great open house marketing tools, whether you are the listing agent or the showing agent. And either way, it's going to generate leads. Our tools always are generating leads. We've got a listing presentation, and Gustavo, if you don't have it yet, just email me. I will send it to you. And then we've got a couple things here. Online tutorials, which we have a lot of, and we're always refreshing. And then we have the click to join the mastermind group. And I'm just going to, I won't click it yet, but there's a really cool postcard in there. Our clients, we've got over 1,000 clients right now across the country talking about what they're doing and what's working, and it's an awesome place to spend 30 minutes a week and find out, hey, here's some really great techniques. So that's all on the home page. But let's jump into the profile and talk about a couple things that you're going to want to know. Your picture is going to be there. Our support team are putting that, we're putting that together. We've got an email address, and you'll notice two check boxes: send leads to and send tools to. Now, a lead is an email lead, right? And the tools are tools that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So you might have an assistant, or you might have kind of a CRM where you want your leads to go to and be copied to. You can add multiple emails because you got two other alternatives, and that's kind of it, right? You go from there. If you've got reviews on Zillow, you could check this box and we'll automatically populate them into your system. We've already set up the themes and the colors and stuff like that. You do want to make sure that the tools are automatically being sent to you, and I think our support team sets this up when we do it. This box right here under marketing automation setup should be checked. There's also this thing that says YouTube connection. So if you're into YouTube and you want to make sure and be able to speak to that, and you have your own channel, you can actually click here to connect your YouTube channel to your account. This is my demo account, and I don't have real listings in there, so I'm not doing it. But once you did that, your listings would create a virtual tour and they'd automatically go up. The rest of your social network stuff, including YouTube, if you want to have links to just have people join you, you just click right there. So I'm going to save there because I took an old email address out of there. And you really only need to check your profile kind of one time, right? So I'm going to click on template, and this is a little more of setup, and actually we've done a lot of setup, but I want you to kind of understand here. This is my logo and my banner. Obviously, we've got yours for your office in there. But above your logo is a button that says links and landing pages. And on that button is a really important piece of our system. And it's in section 1 right here that says create direct links to your website. So I'm going to show you in just a minute how we've got all these tools that we're automatically creating and we're emailing to you, right? And they're great because there's your picture, there's the house, there's the bedrooms, there's the price, and all the things that you know about in real estate. But what we also know, and you know, is that not everybody wants to buy your home, right? Well, let's say you're marketing a condo in Miami, right? Well, if they clicked on it and they're looking at it for any reason, you know they're interested in property and they maybe are interested in condos. So we can create links right here in the template that say things like Miami homes for sale, waterfront property for sale, Miami condos, right? And wherever you create it, here I've got one, Buffalo homes under 300K, it points right to your website. You just paste in your link right here, right? Now I've got search all homes, and this is going to my main website. And if you've got a website, you want to be able to capture that kind of traffic, because for people who don't want to buy your particular home, which is the majority of people who see these tools, these ads, they are interested in property, but maybe just not your specific one, right? So let's go over to the listings page. And just so you know, we do have a direct feed to your listings, so your listings are going to show up, and a lot of these tools are going to show up automatically. So the point of this call is when these tools start showing up, you need to know what to do with them, okay? And I'm going to open up an email here. Give me a second. Of course, everything's running slow now. Because this email, it's kind of like what I want you to know as you're working with us, right? Because you're gonna get off this call and go, what is this guy talking about? I got this password, I don't know what's going on, and this is what I want you to know. Granted, we're just getting started here. For your listings, if you have listings, I'm going to just read it right here. Choose the right lead generation links. Share your single property website on Facebook and Pinterest. Get your branded virtual tour on Zillow and Trulia, and get your automated flyer and Facebook ads to your client. If you've got listings, you have to do these 4 things, and you will get a ton of value. Your clients will get a lot of value. So let's talk about what that actually means, right? First of all, before I show you, I'm going to click on the single property website, There's a red button with a white house. Just to give you an idea of the flavor of what we're doing and as we jump into it. So this is a single property website. It is mobile optimized. We have a virtual tour. It looks very similar. But there are a couple of components that are always throughout the Listings to Leads platform. The main one is there's your logo up on the top. And of course, there is your contact information down on the bottom, right? And, or it's going to be somewhere, right? And everybody wants that. And then there's the information on the home, and there's maps, and there's cool stuff, and this is great, and we love that, right? And your clients love that. But what about all those people that see this and don't want this home in particular, right? This one here is in Buffalo, so we want to say, hey, here's Buffalo homes for sale, right? And then here is Buffalo Terrace, and this is Buffalo Terrace is one of those really sweet areas of Buffalo. So you want to make sure, you know, people like to look at homes there, that you have a link there, right? And then maybe the price point is Buffalo under 300K. Now, for you guys, right, these links are going to say something like Miami, right? And maybe Miami condos, and I don't know, maybe Coconut Grove. I was over in Coconut Grove a couple weeks ago. It's like, oh, it's a cool area. So maybe you've got links like that that mean something to your market or the neighborhoods where you're selling homes. But the beauty of it is that when somebody clicks that, it goes off of our system, off of our ad, and it goes to your website. Okay? Now, this is just a market leader site from one of my clients somewhere. And whatever kind of website you have, ideally it's a strong one to convert traffic, but we would hope that we get people to you so that as people are looking at more properties, they can register on your site. Many of our clients get, this is called, when you click a link like this, it's called a click-through. And there's actually a metric, you can see it on the analytics in the system. Many of our clients get a 30% click-through rate. We've got offices that take a lot of time to build those links to really be relevant to that property, and they're getting a 50% click-through rate. Now, I've been in advertising for a long time. I don't know of another company that can tell you they can do a 50% click-through rate, but we've seen it. Got multiple offices that just, you know, they think just for a couple minutes and they put the right links. Now, you'll notice a little pop-up just pops right up, right? Simple lead capture, name and email. And that's kind of the whole thing about Listings to Leads. There's lots of these tools you've heard of. We're going to glance at them real quick, but I don't think any of them from other companies generate leads as much as we do. So this is the single property website. And if we go back to my email, it says share your single property website to Facebook and Pinterest, right? And the way you do that is right underneath your picture is a Facebook button. When there's Pinterest and there's Twitter and all these other two, Facebook and Pinterest are the ones where people get the most leads. The other ones are fine if you want to talk about them, right? If you want to talk about it to a listing agent, or you just feel like I want to be on LinkedIn or whatever, or Google Plus. I like being out there because people see my stuff, right? And if I was selling homes, I would want my clients to know I got all the major social networks, you know, covered for your property. Because not everybody can do that. They don't even know how to do it. And for you, all you have to do is click a button and it pops up the page, and you type in something, you know, fun and cool, and click post, and you're done, right? So it's really easy. This is a single property website. But I'm not going to post it right now because we're not there yet. Because if you remember, the first thing on my list is choose the right lead gen links. Right there, right? And those lead gen links are these links I was talking about. So how do we do that? Your listings show up automatically, and every one of these has its own unique lead gen link. We can automate it. You can learn how to automate it by clicking this link and watching the video. But let's just look at it real quick. If we click this green button with a white chain link on it, it shows you all the links in your account. And then you say, well, I want to change these, right? Or I want to add something new. For me, I want to get rid of this release, or I'm going to leave what is your home worth. I'm going to get rid of Buffalo Terrace, and I'm going to put Release Valley. Just check, save, go to the top, click the save button, and then once you save it, You can say, oh, I want to drag this one up on top, and there, save and close. At this point, all of those links that we just saved are now flowing through the single property website, the virtual tour, all of the e-flyers, and we're going to look at those, all of the Facebook ads, and we also post a blog post to WordPress. We set up a WordPress for your office. Your listings are posted to it to help you get SEO. And this is a good thing for your listing clients. And all the lead generation links that you associate to your listings, and of course your contact information, are automatically getting posted to that WordPress blog. So you don't have to really do anything, right? I mean, the single property website and virtual tour will show up in your mailbox automatically. You can share it, as I just described. We're going to talk about the virtual tour in a second. The e-flyers, when necessary, will be emailed to you, and so will these Facebook ads. And then we're going to auto post to WordPress. If you've got YouTube on your profile, we'll auto upload to YouTube. You'll notice that YouTube is green underneath, and this is black underneath, right, under e-flyer and Facebook. And there's a difference with that. Green means it's kind of like an opportunity, you got to do something. Black means it's been done. So these flyers and Facebook stuff have already come to me, but I never connected my account to YouTube, so they're always going to be green. When you connect your account to YouTube, these can be green or black, and if you connected it and you want to post it, you can just click this button and follow the process. But it will happen automatically. So we chose the right lead gen links, right? Let's go back to my list. Choose your lead gen links. Share the single property website to Facebook and Pinterest. This is the single property website, right? And underneath my picture, I'm just going to take us there. I like to be a little bit repetitive because I know people are not quite, I talk fast and maybe they're not paying attention. Underneath my picture and underneath your picture are all these buttons to share to your own social networks. So when we say share the single property website to Facebook and Pinterest, you do it right here, okay? Now the next thing on the list, this is a little bit of a weird one. Put your branded virtual tour on Zillow and Trulia, okay? Now you could put it wherever you want, right? I don't know if your MLS is going to take our branded virtual tour, but I'm going to click on our branded virtual tour and I'm going to explain that whole dynamic because I think real estate agents are just wired to, if they have a virtual tour, to put it on the MLS. But if your MLS is going to block our branded virtual tour, I'm going to click on it right now. Notice you can copy it over here. We're going to click on it. The branded virtual tour, sorry, I got my truck running down the road here. This virtual tour looks very similar to the single property website, right? It's hanging on the same technology. This is some of the latest software out in web development. And what's great about it is it's totally web optimized or phone optimized and web optimized. But smartphones and tablets, this stuff works all over. So you should be able to speak. So I gotta close some windows here, people. Sorry. You should be able to speak to the fact that we are mobile optimized because half the people in the United States have a smartphone, and then who knows how many people have some kind of tablet or iPad or whatever. But when you're competing for a listing, you want to be able to say, hey, our stuff is ready for mobile. We know that 86% of searches in real estate start on the web, but that's great. But half the people in this country are on a smartphone, and we're ready for that. So it's a really nice technology things. But notice here is those same links, right, that we created earlier. And so we want this virtual tour to get in front of a lot of people, right? Now you can share it, and that's cool to share. But we really want you to copy it, and we want you to take your free account on Zillow and Trulia. If you don't have a free account, you should have a free account on Zillow and Trulia. And right here are some instructions. You can click the Zillow one. It shows you how to put it on your listing on Zillow. If it's on Trulia, put it on listings on Trulia. And as I said, we have a click-through rate on these things, right? So if people see your home on Zillow and Trulia and there's any interest, you want them to click our virtual tour long before they fill out a lead capture form on Zillow and Trulia. And I think you know why, but just in case you don't, they're not going to just send that lead to you at Zillow and Trulia. First of all, you got to probably pay them, and secondly, they're also selling it to like 3 or 4 other agents. So it's your listings, and we're listings to leads because we want to get the leads to our clients. So look at these 2 little videos here. Get your virtual tours on there. We automatically create them. It's not that difficult, okay? So I'm going to go back to the listings page, and cool, looks like things are good there. Okay,
Yes.
right now I'm going to take a little break here.
No, I don't, but I'm sure the agents may.
Second, unmute all.
Questions, guys? Not yet.
So Gustavo, I don't
No,
know
not
if you can
yet.
hear me.
I'd like to show, for you to show them
But do you have any
next,
questions
if
in your
possible, how to post in Craigslist when you have listings. It seems to be, some people in my office are getting some results out of it, and I would like for them to see how easy it is to post with your system in Craigslist. And then what I really want to share with them is that the landing pages.
Yeah.
And I do have some questions about it that I want to share with you regarding to the automated reports. And also, I noticed that when you go to the website, search for all properties, which is your main domain, you also have a landing page for a search. There's people looking for properties, and I don't know if that's available to us as well.
And also, I noticed that when you go to the website, search for all properties, which is your main domain, you also have a landing page for a search. There's people looking for
I see.
properties. I don't know if that's available to us as well.
Yeah, that search one, it's not really designed well for you. That's like something for us that we use to search.
Just checking. By the way, I want to share with you all. I don't know if the other people are listening, but remember I called you on Friday afternoon and I asked you for your help to make a few ads.
Consumers, it is out there.
I believe I did 3. 3 ads on Friday afternoon around 4, and it's running until Monday at 6 p.m. I put $10 a day on each ad, means, and so far this morning I had 75 leads, out of which 4 were complete, actually 6 were complete, full information, meaning email, phone number, name, comments, and the rest were soul searchers, people looking just looking because they had nothing else to do. But out of that, what I developed is an Excel sheet, and what I'm doing is I'm searching the complete information on the owners. The idea is to prepare packages to everyone that has clicked through, that were curious about real estate or the home values. The one thing I noticed that Zillow has a lot of error results, like 0 results. The reason I noticed is that because people spelled their addresses wrong. They don't even know where they live. For instance, 1000 West Williams Island Boulevard, that street doesn't exist. It's Island Boulevard. So knowing that, I mean, the feedback they got is 0, and their impression is that we're providing them with a service that has no value. That's their impression, because I got some comments on my pages. And I respond in direct messages to the comments saying there may be an error in the way you inputted the property. If you send me the correct address, I will send you a manual report. And that's all I can do so far. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I have never seen an application
That's good.
In which I can
Yeah,
quantify results.
You know,
I mean, I'm yet to make money,
home,
but I can quantify that people went through, and I have the amount of impressions of how many people have seen the ad, and how many people have clicked in the ad. And obviously, the most important ones are the ones that give you the full information. I think that it's extremely powerful, and this is what got me excited, that I want to share with all my agents, is the possibility of getting listings by being noticed on Facebook. So please go on.
Yeah. Okay, so that's an important piece. I am going to say one thing there, Gustavo, about that before I get back into the other core tools, is what you just described is, and I'm going to mute everybody because I'm going to jump back into the rest of the training here. What you described is, you said in 3 days you got 75 leads, and percentage of those had all full contact information, great leads, right? And yeah, it's going to take you a little while to convert those, because not many people are, you know, ready to fill out a form and sell in 2 weeks, right? That's just not likely. But there's a great, I know you're really competent on conversions, so I'm going to let you sort of own that one. But one thing that you mentioned, and I think everybody on this call needs to be aware of, is while Gustavo has raised 75 leads over this weekend, he's also already generated other leads from earlier campaigns that we did just a week ago. And there's this number, Gustavo, that you mentioned that says your reach. And the reach is actually one of the most important things in this whole strategy. And what that means, everybody, is that when you run an ad, thousands of people are going to see it. Gustavo ran 3 ads, and I'm positive thousands of people have seen that he is now a real estate agent in the Miami and Aventura areas and wherever he ran those, right? And that's really one of the most important things that everybody needs to get a handle on. We're going to jump into it a little bit here. I got a couple more things to talk about before we look at landing pages. But yes, you can get leads of people who are interested in getting their home value. But at the same time, you can actually let thousands of people in your target areas recognize and see, sometimes for the first time, that you're actually a real estate agent. Because you know what? Nobody's picking up a phone book to look for a real estate agent. Facebook is the #2 website on the internet in this country because people are on it. So your goal is to, how can I get where they are? We know they're on Facebook, and we've got a great way to let them know that you're a professional in real estate. So I'm going to get back to our thing there. And I do remember that you wanted me to look at Craigslist, but I'm going to jump into 2 more things, and then we're going to get into Craigslist. So there's 2 blue buttons here, and one says eFlyer and Facebook. And I want you to understand, normally eFlyers, you know, you can just take a nap when I start talking about eFlyers, but you can't with listings to leads, because we create a lot of eFlyers. And we've got 2 things going on. When you notice, first of all, we can market them at different times. And as I mentioned with our single property website and with our virtual tour, these tools have the lead generation links built in, right? So every time you get an e-flyer out, there's an opportunity for you to get a lead. There are multiple opportunities. So what we're trying to do at Listings to Leads is automatically send these tools to you, and you take them and forward them to your client, and then they share them out, and I'll explain it to you. So we want them to be involved. This is a different way of approaching it, but it does 2 things. It helps you get referrals, and it helps you get buyer leads and even listing leads in the meantime. Okay, so let's kind of look at a couple deals here. Seller engagement email, you will actually get automatically. And it's going to have your banner. This is my office up here, and then a few images of the home. And then over here, it just says, here's all the stuff we're doing to market your home, right? And it's kind of wordy, okay? It's meant to be wordy. There's some big graphics. There's your logo. There's your pic. because we want your client to get impressed by all the work you're going to be doing. Obviously, the bulk of that work is going to be happening automatically with listings to leads, but they should be aware, like, well, we're all over the place. We're going to market your home. And then these flyers, just listed, single property website, virtual tour, we got an open house flyer. You could be an under contract or active contingent or pending flyer. And of course, just sold. So let's look at one of them to understand what the heck is Vince talking about. Why would I do this, right? First of all, as I mentioned, the flyer actually has lead generation links built right in. What is your home worth, right? We talk about that all the time. Homes under 300K, et cetera, et cetera. But pre-written above every flyer that you receive is a message that is actually designed to go from your client to their friends. And I want you to understand what it says right here. It says, "Dear friends, we have hired Vincent Meza at Lafayette Realty to sell your home." He's created this and all kinds of other things. So every time a flyer goes out, it's talking about you. And it's designed to show up in your mailbox automatically. You are meant to forward this to your client. I'm going to show you the other tool that you get at the same time. And they're going to forward it to their friends. And they're going to put it on their Facebook wall. And I'll show that to you in a second. Why? Look, we've been doing this for many years now, and our clients love the lead generation that we can do. But our clients really love the referrals. And you know where you get your referrals from? Your clients' friends and families and colleagues. The people that they communicate with via email and via Facebook. That's really what it's all about. And these tools are automatically going to show up in your mailbox. Take advantage of them, forward them, etc., etc. So I'm going to close that flyer. As you can see, there's a whole bunch. And then the next button is actually the Facebook ad. And let's see if I can do that without it taking too much time. But notice here, I've got some things that CS, that's coming soon. AC is active contingent. And here's just sold. So let's look at a just sold ad. Let's look at the Facebook button for just sold and see what is that, right? What is that? And I'm going to click view there. And this actually is what your email looks like. This is, you get a flyer automatically in your email, and it looks like this. And it's basically meant to go to your client as well, okay? And you should read it. It shows up automatically in your mailbox, but I want you to understand what is supposed to happen. Your client is meant to copy what is between these two red lines, and notice that it's talking about me, right? In your case, we're talking about you. Our home is sold. We want to recommend Vincent Meza at Lafayette Realty. Excellent job. You need help. Here's his number and email address, right? So we want this copied and put on Facebook. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to go over here real quick and see if I can pull up Facebook, and let's see what happens. We'll let that think a minute. And while that's over there baking, I'm just going to point out a couple of things here. We've got a QR code for every listing. And if somebody scans that, and that's kind of print in certain areas, you can print that and put it on a signpost or something. Then that goes to the mobile website. You've got other blog stuff happening. I don't think any of you are bloggers. Well, we give you a bunch of tools under all these. Hold on, everybody. I got some crazy sounds just busted through. How did that happen? Ah, good. Sorry about that. Okay. So, but let's go back. Facebook is up now. And actually, I did this last week, so we can look right at it. But basically, all you got to do is go here and right-click and paste it. And we want your client to do that. And I'll talk a little bit about this, and this is going to kind of start making your head spin, but you should actually understand this, because we are going to talk about Facebook, and you need to understand it. So I pasted that on last week, and this is exactly what it looks like. Big picture, our home just sold, Vincent Meza, recommend them, there's your number, blah, blah, blah. If they want to see more, they can click this. What happens then? big single property website pops up, and that is designed obviously to capture leads for you, right? So let's talk a little bit about Facebook. What we did here is a free hit. So we talk about Facebook in a number of different ways, and we're going to talk about landing pages in a minute here. But if you've got a business page on Facebook, right, and you could set that up in 60 seconds, your logo and your picture and all that great stuff. If you have that, Facebook will tell you that your organic reach, meaning when I post this little thing like I did right here, my organic reach of where people are going to see this is 0 to 6% of the people that are following me. So if 100 people like my page, 0 to 6 people are going to see this when I post it. So when we talk about landing pages, we're talking about paying for advertising, and then it has a tremendous amount of power. But it does not have a lot of power when you start posting stuff to your business page. However, when your clients do it, your clients have a lot of friends and family, and those friends and family can see the stuff they're posting. Here it says it's by listings to leads, but this recommendation is actually going to come from your client. Listings to leads won't even be there. It's just going to be their name saying, hey, we're working with Vincent, we're working with Gustavo, etc. Okay? So this stuff is designed to go in your mailbox. Use it. It's awesome. Okay? So let's talk about Craigslist. And we're going to just take a couple minutes on Craigslist. Then we're going to get into this whole landing page discussion because it is pretty awesome. So you need to kind of set up Craigslist first. And I'm going to click on any Craigslist button. And there's a little video here that says see how it works. And it actually shows you how you post to Craigslist, right? But what you need to know is you need to take this little posting app and drag it. Notice when I click on it, I can drag it and I can drop it in my toolbar. And when I drop it in my toolbar, I'm going to close this, it becomes the L2L posting app. And let's give it a second. And it looks like this. And there's a little drop down with all of my listings. So if I got 1 listing or 2 listings or 10 listings, all of my listings are in this little posting flyer, okay? So what you want to do is go over to Craigslist and just say I want to post an ad for a home for sale by broker, and it brings you to a page where it wants you to type in the price and all that stuff. And just get to that page and then open up that posting app and just copy and paste. I'll open it one more time, see what happened to it. I think it's open over here, yeah. Just copy and paste the information here and paste it into Craigslist. It's really easy, and I'll tell you this. I'm glad, Gustavo, that you mentioned it. Craigslist was an awesome place for lead generation for many years in real estate. And about almost 2 years ago exactly, Craigslist flipped their website completely upside down and made it nearly impossible to generate leads. And at that time, my guess is like 95 or more % of real estate agents in the country walked away from Craigslist, okay? But it is still the number 11th website in the country. A lot of people are there every day. And Craigslist also made it harder for those people to get to you. They can't click a hyperlink anymore and get to your website and stuff like that. They actually have to jump through a hoop to get in touch with you. So you got a couple of dynamics. Your competition is gone from Craigslist. It's the number 11 website in the country. It's now more difficult for them to reach you. So what's going on? You're getting fewer leads with higher conversion. So I definitely recommend that you post anything, all of your listings to Craigslist. You don't need to bang out hundreds of listing or ads like people were doing. Just get a few up there. There's not a lot of competition. It's really great to do. Okay? So those are the core tools of how to market. And we're now going to jump into the whole concept of landing pages. So up on the top is a landing page. The landing pages is really part of, you can use landing pages in print campaigns like with just listed or just sold postcards. which we really recommend. We see people getting lots of leads that way. You can use them on Google. You can share them on social networks. But probably the number one thing that people are doing is they're putting these pages on Facebook, and we're going to do that right now. So when you log in, you're not going to have, like I'm going to click on Property Valuation Plus. And you see I got a whole bunch, right? I got them because this is my demo account and I'm talking to people all the time and doing this, right? But when you go to the landing page dashboard, you're going to see all these buttons, but you won't have anything under them, okay? Now notice over here on this side, you can actually hover over and it shows you what the landing page is going to look like, right? We got a growing family one. You can change the background pictures if you want. You've got an empty nester one, free HUD reports, just a lot of great landing pages. Landing pages for FSBOs and expireds. And so when you're ready and you get your ID, come right over here and just type in the word Miami or Aventura or Coconut Grove or whatever you want, wherever you want to build your business, and click Save. Once you click Save, it's going to put a Miami page under every one of these buttons. Then all you got to do is go over here and click. I'm going to go to Property Valuation Plus, and you click and you just get to whatever button you want, right? And so let me see if I can find a default one so that it'll just, you'll recognize like, oh, I don't want to do that. See, Breckenridge is probably default. It's like, give me a second. Yeah. So when you type in Miami and it creates a page, it's going to say Miami home for sale. And right here, I clicked on See Landing Page. It's going to look like this. And as I said, I was just in Miami. I didn't see any street that looks like this. So you got to take a second and click on Edit Landing Page. And on Edit Landing Page, on every one of these, you can upload a photo that says Landing Page Image. Choose an image, and that's it. So when I go back here, I'm going to show you my Lafayette one. And I'm going to go a little bit here. Lafayette, this is where I live, right? And this little spot here is the reservoir in the middle of my town. And it's a great town, but everybody that's got a kid or a dog or they jog, they do this little 2.5 mile walk around this lake. And that's nice, right? It's great. So if you live in Lafayette, you know this lake. You need to think about where you are building your business. If it's Aventura, it's got to be something about Aventura, right? Miami, South Beach, I don't know. That page has to be relevant. This, because you're putting it on Facebook. Nobody wants to give up contact information. So if they feel like they're just getting a generic national ad campaign, that you're not going to do real well, right? This does not do real well, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to do anything in your neighborhood, all right? So take a minute, get a picture that is, relevant to your target markets. And Gustavo, I think you got like a cool one. I'm going to pull that. I should probably pull that up in a second. Because he's been doing really great with it. So I probably won't go into that because it just takes a little bit of time. But he can show you his, and man, I know that Aventura one was awesome. I'll see if I can find it. But what do you do with this? So you can't see it because of where my recording stuff is, but there's a web address at the top of this page. And you want to copy that, and then you want to go to Facebook. Now on Facebook, and I'm just going to say this one more time, guys, because I know that, half the people in your office just hate Facebook, right? I hate it. I don't want to be on it. It's whatever. But 71% of adults, not teenagers, adults in the United States are on this site. So you need to have a very solid strategy, and this is actually one of the best ones. So there's a little triangle pointing down. Click that and click Create Ads. Now while we're waiting for this to happen, Facebook button right on the it was that green button, and it's going to show you how to do this. I'm going to upload this recording and I'm going to give it to Gustavo today. So you're going to sort of see this. We train every Tuesday on Facebook. So there's no reason why you cannot totally dominate this, right? And we're giving you the tools to do it. Oh, I just hit the wrong thing. So what you want to do is send people to your website. That's the objective. And just to be clear, it's not your website, it's our little landing page that is designed for you. Come on. It in, this little wheel spins around, it starts to do its magic. And you click continue. And Gustavo, I'm going to go through this, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time because I want to open up for questions. But I am going to go through the most important piece of running an ad, default stuff. Now that was my Lafayette one, right? That's my Lafayette. So I'm going to type in Lafayette. And you've got to apply this to your area. I know Gustavo knows this, so he totally understands how to run this ad in your market. So be, discussing this. But I want you to understand some basics. When you type in a word like Lafayette or Miami or whatever, it by default says Lafayette plus 25 miles. Well, this page, 25 miles from Lafayette, is San Francisco. This is no longer relevant in San Francisco. So take that little drop down and say no radius. I only want people in Lafayette to see that Lafayette page. Also, for me, homes are expensive in Lafayette, and there aren't many 18-year-olds that are going to be owning a home in Lafayette. So I'm going to say minimum 30 years old. Okay, that just sort of tightens it up so that I kind of have a ballpark of what people are seeing. Down here, you set your budget. Now, I need you to understand, what we're doing right now is we are running a property valuation ad. We want you to run these for 3 days at a time, 4 days at a time max. You can set your start and end date by hitting this calendar button here, but you change your budget to $10 to $20 a day, right? And Gustavo, 74 leads, he's doing $10 a day ads, okay? So I usually tell people do 20 a day with one ad in one market. And oddly enough, and Gustavo, you should test this out, you would probably get the same amount of leads. 60 bucks, one ad, I bet you'd probably get the same amount of leads. But you're smart, you know what's going on. Run that for 3 days. Normally I tell people to do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but some people get more leads on the week as well. So you got to test it and learn for yourself. But that's when you're running a property valuation ad, right? Because you need people to click and land here. When you want to just get your name out, you might want to run a single property website ad. And in that case, if this is Miami, I would say Miami plus 10 miles. Because I want a lot of people to see this. And you can run that ad instead of 20 bucks for $1 for 3 or 4 days. You can say, I've got an open house. I've got a home coming soon. Let's go back here. You could say, oh, I want to run a single property website. I want to run a virtual tour. I'm only going to do it $1 a day. Everybody, this is our recommendation. You should have one ad running every day, minimum, for $1 a day. For 3 days, it might be a virtual tour. For 4 days, it might be an open house. And maybe you're switching it up. Maybe you're borrowing listings to give yourself that appearance of, I got a lot happening in real estate and thousands of people on Facebook are going to see it. We've got really cool pages over here called listing landing pages to the right of Facebook. It's a Google Facebook one. Let's see. Let's see if this is it. Yeah. This is a great tool. That's a janky looking house. I need to get that out of there. But it's a full page, right? Here's one here from Naples, right? You guys know Naples, Florida. So run this ad, right? And we'll see it pop up here in a second for $1, $2 a day, and say, hey, I want everybody in Naples to see, and Naples and 10 miles out or 25 miles out to see it. You're going to have a few thousand people see this big picture and see your name right there, sponsored by you, and people start to realize, oh, this person is a realtor. And that's And then after that, when you start lobbing 10 and 20 bucks a day, people start going, oh, I know, I've seen this guy's open houses, I've seen him here. And if you watch the Shannon Pyatt call, you listen to our top producers, and this is going to happen for you too, Gustavo, it's going to start snowballing when you start putting other ads, because people start to realize they trust your name, right? They just trust your name because they've seen a virtual tour, they saw an open house, they saw something just sold, they saw something coming soon, they now know your name. So when you say, hey, I'm going to put 20 bucks in for the weekend, boom, the lead quality and quantity increase, okay? So that's kind of it there. You can upload some more images to make it rotate, and that's great. But here's really where the money is. It looks just like this, so you need to understand this, okay? It's going to show the picture, and right here it's going to say sponsored by you, not listings to leads. And there's a concept here I want you to understand. On the left it says text, and if I change this text, it's going to change the language on top of the picture. So I'm going to click here to get your online automated valuation in less than 15 seconds. And there's a couple reasons why. And you kind of hear me repeat this concept, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but people really don't want to talk to you, right? I mean, you know, I go into Macy's to go buy some clothes, and there's somebody in my face, hey, can I help you? No, I'm just looking for pants. Same kind of thing, right? They don't want to talk to you, but they would love this information. They want to know what their home is worth. So make it straight that you're going to get it online automated in 15 seconds. You don't need to talk to me, right? That's what it's telling you. People will click it, they'll get off of this, they will land here, they will fill this out, they'll get their answer, and you will get a lead in your email. You just click post order, paste order, or place order, and that's it. So at this point, Gustavo, I am going to open it up for questions. Give me a second.
Yes.
I muted myself. Give me a second. I'm gonna open.
No, I think this is a very, very powerful tool. That's why I wanted to share with the office. And I'm seeing the results. Now we have to work on the clicks and see what can be converted. But right now there's like a vast amount of people that have seen the page, have requested the automated evaluation. They may be thinking for the future, they may be thinking for tomorrow. You don't know what they're thinking. It's clear to me they don't want to talk to a realtor yet. However, if you put yourself in front of that audience, it is very possible that at the time of the decision making, they can reach out to you. So you have to have a plan for after the fact. When you get the listings, let's say every 3 days, you have to download the Excel sheet. You should show them where the results come.
Well, great.
In the platform, you can download the results and then develop a plan on how to contact. If you have full information, you should probably call them immediately. But if you don't, you have to research. And as you provided in your pages, we have the tax rules to identify to complete the addresses and find out the owner's name if they have not yet provided it. And then you have Intellius, which is a software that allows you to do some research on possibly relatives or phone numbers or emails that may be in the system.
Right. And Gustavo, I know last week you asked us if we could get the unit number and the download. I think it's there now.
It's here.
When you're downloading leads.
Guys,
Okay.
questions?
No, how did you get to the agent desktop?
So,
Okay, here's the question. How do you get to the agent desktop? But you know, I was looking today. I don't know if the
You'll get
agent
an ID and password.
imported, if they already have it open.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was looking today. I don't know if the agents have yet imported, if they
Yeah.
already have the account open.
Yeah. I'll send you the ID and passwords in just a few minutes. All the agents are in. When you
Are you
get
talking
your
about
ID
me or are you talking about them?
up at the top right, it says log
Let's send
in.
it to everyone.
Click login and put your ID and password right there and sign in. Do
You
not
talking about me or are you talking about them?
all of them and of course you.
Let's
Do
send it to everyone.
Okay.
well, I'm going to send you the list of all the IDs. They are going to take their own ID and go into login. Do
Okay.
not come to this start your 14.
So they can start practicing, and then they have the tutorials online,
Log in at the top.
and they have seminars that they can attend,
I do have the list.
and they
of
can
IDs.
email you if they have questions, right? Right?
So they can start practicing and then they have the tutorials online
Yep.
and they have seminars that they can attend.
Yep.
And they can email you if they have questions, right?
Well, what I would do, if you have questions, and I really highly recommend this. There's a tab in here that says contact support, and during the week, 4 people watch this page. There's a little chat with us thing. I don't recommend it because people take lunch or whatever, and you're just sitting there waiting. But if you put your question right here, everybody gets this. There's like 4 people watching it. That's the fastest way for support. If you get totally spun around, then you can call the support line. Okay? Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, Gustavo, I'm going to get this
Okay.
up online.
Thank you, Vince.
Get
Thank you
your
for your
ID and
time.
passwords, and I'm going to get you that
Thank
sheet to
you.
share with your team.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll do everything we can to help you guys.